Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray. Feeling good, Lewis. I posted a little picture out of Trading Places that I'm making a little parody of the old politics out there. For those of you that want to take a look at it, it's Billy Ray Valentine sitting between the Duke brothers in the Rolls Royce where they're explaining to him what a great job he's going to have. Anyway, let's take a look here at this chart that I posted here from the Aiden sisters. Believe this or not, boy, this goes back a long time, folks. We have to go down memory lane here. In 1980, I was invited to go to Hong Kong to speak at Dr. Mark Faber's, Dr. Gloom's. He was the director of commodities in Hong Kong, and I'd met him a couple times. So I went over there to speak at the conference on gold, and the Aiden sisters were there. They were tagging along with Harry Schultz. Those of you that don't know Harry Schultz, man, he was one of the original. Gold bugs, and he was very, very famous. And these two young girls from Switzerland became technicians, and then now they're still doing it. 39 years later, they're doing this. Rich Anderson forwarded on to me. I had no idea that they were still doing it. But Mark lives over in Thailand now. He lives up in Chiang Mai, and he's not around too much anymore. I think he gets tired of traveling and being on the tube and stuff. But you'll notice here that all they're doing here is they're showing the divergences in the different markets and stuff. That's really all they're looking at. There's one other one. These are just interesting ones, folks, because I picked out 3 or 4 that I thought, may mean something just because of the patterns. And this next one, of course, is related to the earnings here. You'll notice here that the PE ratios were peaking much like, 1929, 2000, and here we are now. Whether that means anything or not, I don't know, because the market continues to go up. I will. The euro is really close, Ruby. I'll tell you that. Well, let me finish this with the Aiden sister stuff, and then we'll take a look at the euro. The question is, it could accelerate down, much like we did in the yen, because the yen went down and went through the 6. Let me do this first, Ruby, otherwise I get too confused. Okay, here's one that's also very interesting, and I think this is the most interesting one of all, because I believe that this is where the problem was. Leon Cooperman was on CNBC yesterday, and Paul Tudor Jones was on the week before, and they were showing pretty much the same chart, the fact that our federal deficit has just gone, absolutely wacko. You can see where we are right now, and the projected debt is, that's out to 2050, which I will not be around to see that one. But it's really amazing that we've had this big accumulation of debt. Now, once you have so much debt, you no longer become a debtor, you become a partner. You have to remember that. So that's a key thing to remember. Okay, let's move on to the old euro, because I think let's start out with the old Japanese yen here, because this is one that I wanted to let you know here. We were talking about this yesterday. Let's just do it together so we can see what's happening. We were noticing here that we had that key support there. Remember how it broke through there? You see, it just totally collapsed through there. It just really went right through that 60. Would hit it 1, 2, 3 times, and then we went past, accelerating rapidly to the downside. So when that happens, you want to be looking and say, okay, where's a logical place where there might be a place where it might stop? And you don't know whether that's going to happen or not, but what you want to do is just assume that that's what's going to happen. And if you put that up and take a look at it, you'll see that number comes down to 89.40. The low tonight, last night, was 89.27. We're still real there. It hasn't really changed. But we can go through just like melted butter. You really don't know. But the thing is, these patterns, what they're for is to help you with the risk control. If nothing else, that's the main thing that they will do for you. So I think that's important to remember. Now let's take a look on the other side of this, because here I want to bring up I have to update this chart because it's a little behind, but this is the U.S. dollar index We are now trading above the 1.618 expansion at 99.90 this morning. That's where we are. That's not unusual because this thing has been accelerating just like the euro has been dropping. But the euro has been holding near that very, very key level that we were bringing to your attention last week. And we'll get this up here so you can take a quick look at it. Hold on one second here. This is the one I want to get to. There we go. Let me get this up here. We are right there again. We've been here for 2 or 3 days now. 107.70. That's the 11. We're trading around 107.80 or something right now. So it's down here now. It's very oversold, no question about it. But markets can stay oversold longer than you can put equity into them. So you got to be really careful. There's nothing wrong with buying it there. The thing is, you've got to decide, where it's wrong. And believe me, if you lose 30 pips on this, you're wrong. That's the real key to it. It's how much money you make. It's how much money you don't lose. So the pattern's there. The news is certainly negative. I mean, my goodness, I don't know what the news is, but they must be pushing it down somewhere. But the stock markets around the world, take a look at the German DAX here, folks. Look what it did today. This is a real interesting one because let's get this up here and take a look at it because it's interesting. Look what we did in the German DAX today. We actually went up and made that 3-drive pattern since December. Look at that. That has beautiful symmetry. You've got beautiful ABCD. The time between your A and your B and your B and your C all comes in together at point D. Gee, that's saying, mother, God, and country. So sort of pay attention. Maybe that means something. Wait for it to reverse or whatever, but that's what it looks like. Yep. The yen has broken down now the last couple of days. It's broken down to the outside. Anything below 89 is going to send this thing into, the thing. But let's just go back into history here. Let's just go back into history for just a minute. I think it's really important to remind ourselves where our roots are here in TFNN. So let me get it up here because I did it last night and I wanted to be sure that I would be able to get it. And where is it? Oh, Larry. No, that's not it. That's Bitcoin. I'll do that in a minute. I've got such a cool chart here, and I can't find it. It just really upsets the heck out of me. Doggone it, Larry. Well, I found it. Okay, hold on here, folks. There we go. Let's go back to history books, folks, to Mr. Tom O'Brien, and we're going to go all the way back to 2011. And if you believe in ABCDs, look at the ABCD move that we have here in the dollar index. This is when the euro's trading at about 160, I believe. You'll notice here that you have a perfect ABCD exactly at 72. And this is the dollar index. And Mr. O'Brien comes out and coins the phrase King Dollar. And you can see here from 2011 to 2016, we went up. So there's where we are right now. You'll see we're making a little ABCD. We'll take a break. 877-927-6648.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
So let's try that again, Larry. It's the E-mini S&P, and as you can see, when Tommy was talking about that hitting the 3393, it was making a perfect 3-drive to a top pattern. We dropped about 20 handles since that, but this is all related to whatever news is out there. I mean, you never know what's going on, folks. I don't believe anything that's happening in China is being reported accurately. I mean, they've opened the Macau casinos. I mean, give me a break. And they've opened some of the Apple stores, and the Walmarts are still, operating, and we're supposed to be in the midst of this pandemic. I mean, something's not right. And I just don't know what it is, but someday we'll probably figure it out. People are still dying. Hong Kong is still in a mess. Everybody there is absolutely scared to death. So, and, these little masks that usually sell for 20 cents are selling for $2 and $3, and they're very, very difficult to find. Okay, let's move on to something else that I wanted to mention. Remember, we're going to have Norm Winsky as our guest here at the half-hour break. Now, let's get this up, and we'll take a look at it. This happens to be the Bitcoin, and we've had a nice move above 10,000, and all we're doing now is we're backing off. You see, this is a very quiet, this is a daily chart, so we have a very quiet 10-day pullback here. That's very, very important because it's not giving back anything at all. So any new move above 10,200 in the Bitcoin would really start it to move. This is a very, very high-level consolidation, indicative of something that is very bullish, looking at the pictures as we see them. Okay, so someone asked a question about the 1980 seminar in gold. Gold had already topped. It had topped in January the 20th of 1980, and this was, I think the seminar was in April, I believe, and it was already, jumping around. I mean, it was moving $300, $100 a week easy, but I was still at Drexel, and Mark was still at Hong Kong. He was the number one, actually number two. The guys in Dallas for Drexel were the big guys because they had the Hunt brothers. He was the number 2 broker for Drexel Burnham, and he had a huge business. I mean, Asian business. I mean, oh my gosh, and European too. He had big numbers. He had 3 or 4 people just, working for him, filling orders and stuff. I was the little guy down on the totem pole. but I was happier than any of those guys. I can promise you that. But he was at that time he was extremely arrogant and a little too confident. But he later on, Dr. Mark Faber, Dr. Doom and Gloom, and that's who it is. Anyway, he's still around too. He's my age, so we're still hanging in there. Okay, let's take a look at one other one here. I said the first part. Yeah, I assume everything out there is wrong. I really do. I mean, the more I look at this stuff, I mean, every time you see something, and when they always give you a reason for it, and the reason is something that somebody makes it up. I mean, it's just truly amazing. Let me tell you a true story. This is a god awful truth. I have the Byron Tucker and 2 or 3 other people that will. We were in Barry Lynn's office. And this was in 80. This was in 83, and the soybean crop had been huge the year before. In 1983, they were saying that there might be some supply problems and stuff. And there was a reporter for the Wall Street Journal came into the office, okay? And he was sitting there having coffee with us, and they were asking about the soybeans. And I said, look, my aunt who lived in Terre Haute, Indiana, and I would go down there every other weekend to visit my aunt and uncle, my sister, and I would have the wonderful Italian food, of course. But my aunt was really into the Farmer's Almanac. And in the Farmer's Almanac, there's a thing in there about woolly caterpillars. And if woolly caterpillars are very, very scarce during the spring, that means it's going to be a very hot, dry summer. That's what she said. And so I mentioned this comment to this reporter. The next day in the Wall Street Journal, it's in there. I got to figure out what day it is. But the next day, they didn't bring my name to it, but I was the one that told him about it. Can you believe that? I mean, here I am just throwing that off the cuff, and he took it as gospel. And guess what? By golly, the next year, 83 was a big year for beans. But anyway, that's it. We'll see. I was speaking on gold in the April of 1980, because I had got out of my gold on January 8th or 9th or 10th, somewhere about that time. But it was pretty much the reason why I did a lot of business, and the brokers that I did business knew that I did a lot of business, and I had been smart enough to get out of some of it. Lucky is more the correct word, but that's really what happened. We'll be able to see the same thing. So, okay. Did you have a family member that went? Is that true, Bill? My goodness, I know. I something to that stuff. I'll tell you, that Farmer's Almanac has got a lot of great stuff in. Anyway, those are a few other things that really crazy. Oh dear. Oh gosh. You want? I'm going to tell you one other crazy story, since we're doing this crazy story stuff from Terre Haute. My aunt had a very, very dear friend that lived about 3 doors down, and she was a little older than Adeline, and so she was about 10 years older, and she told Adeline. And she says, right after I die, she said, there's going to be 3 cardinals come to your bird feeder and let you know that I'm okay. And believe it or not, after they had buried that woman, 2 or 3 days later, those 3 cardinals came every day for 3 or 4 days and then never came again. I mean, you talk about really weird, scary stuff. And believe me, on my mother's grave, I'm telling you the truth. I mean, this is really crazy stuff. But I guess as you get older, you see crazy stuff all along, especially when you have all the fake news out here. Anyway, I didn't watch any of the debates last night, and I'm sorry I didn't miss them. I recorded them, so I'll be able to watch them when I have more time to take notes and everything. So we'll see how it's going on. We hope that we have our good friend, Mr. Norm Winsky, on in a little bit, and he will give us some really good time. No, he was not doing the doom and gloom report. You couldn't do things like that when you worked at Drexel. You really couldn't. You couldn't even manage money. I had managed accounts, but I could put the orders in, but I could not get any commission or any profit rebate. Not much like they had with the. Remember, we didn't have any hedge funds then. Hedge funds didn't start till about 83, 84, 85. So you couldn't do any of that. And Drexel's legal department wouldn't allow you to take any profit. And I didn't want to, because I figured I was doing, hey, we were getting a $40 commission. And of that $40 commission, I got $15 of it. So you can figure if you put in 300 contracts, that's a lot of contracts. So that's really what it's all about. Okay, we'll see what we go. Hey, we got a break coming up, and then we got the wizard coming in from Naples, Florida, none other than Norm Winsky. He'll be our break here coming at the break. He's got always some good stuff for us. And if you have any questions for Norm, it's 877-927-6648. And we have I don't want to have any dead time here because I don't want to be able to do that. But that's basically what I wanted to cover this morning, and I think Norm will cover. I missed one. That's the four. I wanted to put up the shut the front door, raise the rent. It's the FTSE. You also see that this one's a little bit more of a downtrend than the DAX. We'll be right back, folks.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters. If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back, folks, and I believe we have Norm Winsky on the line from Astro Trends. Norm, are you there?
Yes, sir, Larry. Good morning, Larry. Thanks for having me on your show.
You're welcome, Norm. Why don't you take the mic and tell the folks what you're looking at today?
Okay, hopefully my notes are on the screen there. I was last on your show on February 6th, just ahead of the full moon over the February 7 weekend. And these are the things I laid out there in advance when I was on your show on the 6th. And you might want to take a screenshot of these things. I'm going to show you the charts, show you how it all came out. We can learn from the past so that we can look ahead in the future, because we're going to spend the rest of our lives in the future, right? There you go. All right, here's the cattle. We had a date there for thing for the weekend of the 14th with Venus. Cattle's a Venus market. I made a green box there because as of last night, it was hard to tell whether that was going to work or not. We'd like to see the market pull back down, make a high. If it doesn't, then we're wrong. But I couldn't tell yet as of last night. Here's coffee. Coffee's probably the best thing I gave you when I was on here last time. I said coffee and Capricorn are the astrological factors for coffee. And look what happened. We had a huge deal here with Saturn and hitting zero. That's one of my top things. When the planets hit zero latitude, and February is a very unusual month in that we had like 5 planets hit zero latitude. That does not, I don't ever remember that happening before. What does that mean? Well, the planets go around the sun like horses on a carousel. They go around and around, but like the horse on the carousel, they also go up and down. When we get to that midpoint there at zero, that's apparently some kind of big energy point because the markets often change trend there. And when it's a particular planet associated with a particular market, then we want to watch that market. Let's see what happened here. So coffee, you had Saturn hit zero south latitude there the night of the 12th. You had a little pullback there after this chart here. If you'd gone back several weeks, you would have seen coffee was just going, since the middle of December actually, coffee was just going down, down, down. I was eager to, I thought, man, this thing's getting very oversold. Looks like went back and retested October lows, and I was looking for a pullback there to buy, and there you go. If you had a little couple handle pullback there into the night of the 12th, and then it was a rocket ride straight up for 3 days, and then we had over the weekend. That weekend we had Mars go into Capricorn. There, that's coffee's sign, and we made a top there. There you got about $4,000 going up, and about $2,000 to $3,000 going down. That's pretty good money in about 3 to 4 trading days, right? There we go. Here's copper. Copper, I got an orange arrow there to show this market was just going sideways, and that means I don't do anything when it's going sideways. We like Newton's law. For every action, there's an opposite equal reaction. You can't expect much reaction if it's going sideways. And so then I just chose an orange arrow to say, orange, you're glad we didn't get in.
Norm, we've got a question here that I'd like for you to answer because I missed part of it, and that is, you were telling us about this event that actually startled you. You gave very strong emphasis. Could you please repeat that for everyone?
Which one was that? Saturn is zero Capricorn or what?
Yeah, the one just recently, in the last minute and a half or so, you said something that it doesn't happen very often. And
you mean about the planets? We had about 5 planets all hitting zero latitude, not at the same time, but over a very short amount of time. Had about 5 planets all hitting zero latitude. Mm-hmm. Very, very unusual.
Okay, all right, okay. That's good. That's what we wanted to hear.
Yeah, so here's the copper going sideways, and we got the orange arrow there because we don't trade sideways. And there we got that orange arrow there for we don't do that, so orange, glad we didn't do that trade, right? There's another orange arrow here. If it's confusing, when in doubt, stay out. It's just going kind of nowhere there, corn. But when it popped up there into our date for the into the 7th there, we had let's see, what was that? That was, I think, Mercury doing something there. Let's see, go back arrow ago. We had the full moon after the close of the 7th into the weekend. And there we go. So there's the corn. That's at the 7:10. Oh, yeah, that's right, the 10th. The 10th was Monday. I got my calendar mixed up in my head there. There's your full moon right there. And you're very close to a top there, within a penny or two of that high there on the 7th. And so if you'd gone short there, you would have made some money, right? There we go. There's a low there. We're looking for a big guy. We had a couple of big points there over the weekend on the 14th. And let's go back and look at that real quick. The 14th, you had, let's see, something. The moon, let's see, Venus, Mars. Something was going on there over the 14th. Full moon. No, let's see, let me look at my table here. Okay, we'll just have to take my word. Oh, I know. Now I know. Mercury went retrograde, of course. Over the week on the 14th weekend there. That's Mercury has to do with grains. You got your Moon and the Mercury are the main factors for your grains. Here's cotton here. We were looking for Venus over the weekend of the 14th. It would hit 0 latitude on Venus, and we were looking for something there, and we had a little bit of able to buy there. You were a day late, but not too far off the bottom there, but half a handle or so from the bottom there on the 14th, and so you could have made a little bit of money there on cotton. Here's gold. Here's your full moon right there. That was a nice little short-term top there. Pulled back about $20. And then if you took out that top there, that was very bullish that you took out the full moon top there. And then we rallied up here. Watch your, I noticed that we got very close last time we got to this area here. We topped out, I think it was 1613. I'm just going to guess that maybe that 1618 number might be important for gold. I don't know. Maybe we've already taken it out this morning. I didn't look at gold. I had it last night there, but because Fibonacci number, check out 1618 as a possible important number there. Here's your crude oil. It didn't really work. If you tried to go short there, you would have taken once you take out the top there, you're selling. You take a small loss and you move on. There we go. Catch your losses. Short, let your profits run, right? Here's an orange arrow there. Silver's just going sideways, so I'm not doing anything there. Soybeans, they were not very cooperative. They kind of moved up into my 2 dates there for this weekend, the 7th, with the moon, and I think maybe Mercury was doing something there. But the weekend of the 14th, it was kind of sideways too. The beans were not very cooperative this past couple weeks. Now with all these big points, the stock market is the big basket of everything, and it tends to respond to all these points. And here you go. So there you had a top here near the our first event was Mercury zero north latitude. Then we went down into the full moon of the weekend there. Then we went up till the next point was the Saturn on the 12th, and then we went down. There's Saturn on the 12th. We had Yep. And, the problem here was we made both a high and a low. We made a high earlier on the 12th, and then after next morning we came in and then we had a big gap down, and then we made a low, and then we went back. Then we kind of went back up, and then we had the low here over the weekend of the 14th. I had like 4 or 5 all say big change in trend for the weekend of the 14th. As you know, we had a big rally into just until yesterday, from the holiday weekend, a 3-day weekend. Do I hear music, Larry?
This is time to pay a few bills. We'll be right back with Norm Winsky of Astro Trends.
If you're in the CD market and looking for a secure investment, the Tiger First Mortgage Program may work for you. The security for these first mortgages are building lots in the tax opportunity zone in St. Petersburg, Florida. The Tax Act of 2018 set up tax-free zones across the country where you can build and hold for 10 years and pay no tax on the profits, which makes these lots valuable. The investment is anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000. The interest paid is 7% yearly, paid on a monthly basis. According to Bankrate.com, the best rate for a 4-year CD in the country as of February 20th is 3.1%. A $50,000 investment at a normal 4-year CD rate of 3.1% would give you income of $1,550 per year or $6,200 over the 4-year period. That same $50,000 investment in the Tiger First Mortgage Program would give you $3,500 per year or $14,000 over the 4 years. Which would you prefer, $6,200 or $14,000 of interest on your investment? If you would like more information about the Tiger First Mortgage Program, you can call me at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190. The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
Will the S&P 500 continue to climb? For bold trades on U.S. large-cap stocks in either direction, trade SPXL, SPUU, or SPXS. Directions Daily S&P 500 Bull and Bear Leveraged ETFs. Direction Leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
The Bull Bear Trading Hour with Tom and Tommy O'Brien. Next.
Okay, we're back, folks. We have Norm Winsky on the line from Astro Trend. You want to continue, Norm?
Yes, sir, Larry. So we're just doing a quick review of the markets from the last time I was on your show. The different forecasts. There's the full moon there for the T-bonds over the weekend of the 7th. That was pretty good. You could sold, what you go up, we sell. It goes down, we buy. And we, you just keep a stop loss so you don't lose too much. And you could have picked up about 1.5, 2 handles on the bonds there over about 2-3 trading days. Over here, the orange arrows means we don't do anything. I like to say now the orange, I picked orange because it's a situation where it's kind of going sideways. We kind of missed the train here on this low here about 2 days before. And whenever I see it looks like a nice pattern and we missed it, I like to buy near the bottom or sell near the top. And if it's a couple days later and it's not looking conducive, then I just take a pass. So that's oranges we're not doing it. It's like orange, you're glad we didn't do that, right? That kind of thing. That's a little joke there, Larry. All right, there we go.
I can hear the sound of one hand clapping, my friend, so you did great. Go ahead.
Okay, here's we didn't do well on the dollar. You'll see in a minute we had another currency that was fantastic. But there's the old full moon there, and the dollar just kind of stopped going up, but it didn't make you any money, so that's not good. And then we took a pass over here for the weekend of the 14th, right? So no love from the dollar here from over Valentine's Day, right? Here's the wheat. Wheat was near the top there for the full moon, and it went down, 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 and then we had another big window for the weekend of the 14th where we had Mercury turn retrograde, grains of Mercury, and the moon. So there you go. You had a chance to buy near that little bottoming pattern there. And another indication was once you broke this downtrend line, it was going up, and boom, it went up big time there on, I think, last Tuesday. Okay, here's the British pound going down, 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 right into the full moon, and the full moon nailed the bottom there for that nice bottom there for the pound for that nice rally. All right, I'm going to show you my Bradley model so far in February. I draw this line about a month in advance. This blue line was done about a month ago. And then I overlay the S&P 10-minute bar chart on top of that, see how we're doing. And so far, not too bad. We have all our planetary events overlaid on this chart here, too. Like I said, there was way back on January 31, that's Mars hit 0 latitude. There's Mercury at 0 latitude. There's your full moon. You see how the market pulled back into the full moon. There's Saturn at 0 south latitude. That was near that top there. There's Venus. It's unbelievable. Venus 0 north latitude over the weekend of 14th plus. But wait, that's not all. Mercury turned retrograde. And then we got a new moon coming up here. Oh, that's in the future. That's coming up here. I'll be talking about the future in a minute. And Jupiter's going to be at 0 latitude coming up too. We'll be talking about that in just a minute. Here's what's coming up in the future. Starting this morning, we got a another big cluster of planetary activity. Jupiter's going to line up with Saturn this morning, and Saturn is coffee. You know, stocks are the big basket of everything, so it responds most of the stuff. And then we have Jupiter in Capricorn, got to be a 60-degree angle to Neptune in Pisces. You're going to watch the coffee, oil, and stocks. And then this afternoon, we're going to have Jupiter lining up with Saturn again. That's, again, the coffee and stocks. You notice there's a theme here. Coffee was one of my featured top markets for the month of February. I think it was in the number 2 ranking there on my monitor list. Saturn is going to line up, coming around to where Pluto is in the U.S. natal chart. That's like a 30-year cycle, and that's going to happen over the weekend here, the 21st weekend. AC is after the close. And then we also have the new moon coming up in Pisces this weekend. And that's, of course, the moon is your financials, grains, precious metals, stocks, gold, OJ. And because it's in Pisces, which is the fish in the big water, the big liquid commodity is oil. So there we go. We're going to run a special on oil. There we go. So we got also on Monday after the close, we have Jupiter at 0 south latitude, another planet in 0 south latitude, and that's, you want to watch the coffee and the stocks because Jupiter's in Capricorn. So there we go, and stocks. And then nothing. Then we got several days where it's kind of quiet. So we'll probably get a big trend in many of these markets after Monday, all the way till the end of the week, end of the month. And then we're going to have Jupiter in Capricorn lining up with Pluto in Capricorn. Again, Capricorn, which is coffee. And then because it's Pluto, we also get cocoa, hogs, stocks, and T-bonds. And here's the 2 charts I haven't shown you yet. There's your cocoa. Don't have to even look at these until late next week. If they're getting to some extreme, then there's a good chance they will reverse, but it's too soon to tell. There's the hogs coming off of the trough there. And there we go. But we can't tell anything. We got to wait a whole week to figure out what we might do with those markets. So let's see what else we got. Oh, here's my day trading. I printed out these pages a month in advance with all the times during the day. Our first, this is today. There's February the 20th. We have 3 categories. We have the geocentric from the point of view of the Earth. We have heliocentric from the point of view of the Sun. And we have what we call the U.S. natal chart, looking at that snapshot of the planets when the country was founded on July the 4th, 1776. And our first time of the day, these are all Eastern time, U.S. Eastern time. They're 10:01. Be looking for a possible trade there at 10:01. If the market's going up into 10:01, we'll be looking, if it goes up enough, we'll be looking to sell. If it goes down enough, we'll be looking to buy. And I use it about a 2-handle stop loss, so we don't use like to risk more than $100 on a trade. That's my day trading. Get a hold of me if you're interested in that. I also have a set of rules that go with that, about 12 rules. You know, that's it. The whole manual is about 12 rules. So anyway, you can get a hold of me. If we want, Larry, we got time for questions, I think. Questions, comments?
We do have one, and that is with Mercury retrograde, is there anything that you specifically look at during that time period?
Well, what I look at is the big deal of all the planets when they turn retrograde or direct, and that's one of my top things, is at the moment that it turns retrograde. That's the important point. Now, there is sort of I'll call it a tendency that during the Mercury retrograde for the stock market, you tend to get the biggest volatility tends to be when it turns retrograde. And then it takes about 3 weeks, for it to go through that process and then turn direct. And as it does that, the market tends to, first of all, it tend to get fake out breakouts, which we got last night, as I'm sure you noticed, Larry, when the S&P mini futures got to, what was it, 33.97.75, I think. I could be wrong on the fraction there. And then we dropped, like you said, 20 handles. It went to a new all-time high, broke out over the, what I had is the Fibonacci projection area there in the 3390 area. That was a clear breakout, and then it was a giant fake out. So that's classic Mercury retrograde type action. You get fake out breakouts, and then we're going to flop back down. We've had a lot of whipsaws here in the last 2 weeks, which, as I mentioned, I thought this was going to be a giant whipsaw month with all these huge points one after another, kind of like I called it like a pinball game, where the pinball hits a bumper and then bounces to the next bumper, and it's kind of all over the place, So that's kind of what's happening here now. Did I answer the question?
Yes, sir. You want to tell the folks how they can meet you, and then we'll have you on again someday soon.
Okay, well, you can meet me by coming here to Naples, Florida, or you can just call me at 239-594-3939. There's my email, Winsky, Bart with a Q in the middle, mail.com. Or you can call me at Winsky _1. So looking forward to helping some of the folks there, Larry. Have a great day.
Thank you, Norm. You bet. Norm Winsky of Astro Trends, folks.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
All righty, folks, let's take a look here at the old slippery one itself, the crude oil. You'll notice here that we've had a pretty good rally here since the bottom was made. We had a double bottom down there at 49.50. That was about 10 days ago. We've been rallying straight up. The target on this comes in at around 54.40, which is the old high that we made back in January on the 29th. So keep an eye on that. This has been a pretty good rally, well over 10%, which is normal. But we're up in the target area, so keep an eye on it. Nobody's bearish anymore. And, it's still in a long-term downtrend, of course, and we've had a pretty good rally here for the last 10 days. So we should be reaching a top up here around this 54.40, 54.50. If we should pop above $55 a barrel, folks, that's going to tell us that we are in a major, major bottom here. The platinum, I'll be happy to cover that. We had a nice rally in the platinum. Oh, did I bring that one up? I don't think I did. I can do it from no, I can't, but I can do it from memory. Platinum is, I believe, still down a little bit today, but it rallied up to the 61% retracement and backed off a little bit. Silver backed off a little bit. Gold went up and made a new high at 1621, I believe. And remember, we said around that 1616 to 1620 was a very, very important level in the gold market. We'll bring this up here to show you again. And we think there's a really strong thing. But, folks, the one thing you've got to really pay attention to, there is a possibility, Z, of a major bottom in that oil at 49. There certainly is. Because we went down there, we stayed down there and popped right above it. You know, well, anyway, that's what we're looking at. We'll see. Anyway, look at the gold here, folks. The number we were looking at was 1616. We got to 1621. And so it's bouncing around up in here. Look at your intraday charts, and you'll see some really good smaller ABCD patterns on the 15-minute chart that just are really, 7 up, 11 down. I mean, it's just really a really nice one. So I defy human nature, as Twentyman says, and do the work yourself. But look at those 15-minute charts. Live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless.